Hi, this is Mark Birch with the third and final part of my revision of Ode on a Grayson Perry Urn by Tim Turnbull from Poems of the Decade. The ode form's celebratory nature begins to be exploited by Turnbull in the third stanza. He focuses on recklessness, drugs and sex, not in a condemnatory manner, as would be found in a Daily Express expose, but as a testament to youth's capacity to seize the moment and truly live life. The verb pumped connotes an energy that characterises the youths. They're pumped on youth and ecstasy, with the latter word functioning as a homographic pun on the profound joy of living in the moment and the drug MDMA, often associated with the kind of dance culture referenced in the allusion to UK garage and Eurohouse. The homographic pun on ecstasy is also complemented in the following line's reference to speed. The poem's focus on driving cars recklessly suggests that the excitement is produced by literally driving at speed. But this stanza's allusions to drugs also conveys that the youth's reckless excitement is derived from taking metaphorical speed as well, amphetamine. Rather than condemning their dangerous practices, Turnbull seems to celebrate the way in which Perry has frozen the youths in time, at a point where they're at their most reckless, uninhibited and endangered, but given that the urn is an artwork, the danger is never realised. It's never to be deflated. The youths are immortalised. Any hypothetical concerns of those depicted on the urn are dismissed. Given that they're frozen in time, they do not have to worry about the consequences of their actions. They do not have work next day. The stanza concludes with the excitement and dangers of sex. The sense of vitality is conveyed by the pulsing juice, filling the youth culture references to Calvins and thongs. But the dangers posed by promiscuity are, once again, avoided by being frozen in time. They never have to face the gamble of whether they will suffer from an STD through chlamydia roulette. The penultimate stanza introduces spectators. The vitality of the youth is contrasted to their bleak environment. The observers line the sparse grass verge, the tarmac is bleached of all life, and the streets are dead. The contrast serves to emphasise the exuberance of youth, establishing it as praiseworthy. Turnbull once again highlights the class divide in this scene. The observers toast the youths, an act associated with the upper classes, but this concept is undermined by the alcohol used to toast them, Buckfast and Diamond White, both drinks that are low cost with high alcohol content, favoured by youths in the 90s for getting drunk. The spectators are rat boys, an urban term for antisocial males, perhaps sporting rat-tail haircuts, and cornrowed cheerleaders, a hairstyle associated with urban youth. They encourage the young drivers to write their donut O's as signature. It's as if their behaviour is their art, and tyre marks on the tarmac act as their legacy, a form of signature by which they're immortalised. Ironically, the urn that represents them performs this same function. The clash between generations is represented by the contrast to the youth's other observers, pensioners and parents. These older observers cannot cope with the noise generated by the actions of the young. This noise is represented by the loud plosive "p" that dominates the description in "pensioners and parents telephone the cops to plead for quiet, sue for peace." The weakness of this older generation is captured through their desperate appeal to the cops and attempt to sue for peace, an archaic term that denotes an appeal for the end of hostilities, inevitably by the losing party in a war. Society is being controlled and dominated by the young. The stanza ends with the social commentary, "Tranquility, though, is for the rich." The peace that the older generation seek can only be found in expensive areas, not frequented by the kinds of youths depicted on the urn. Despite maintaining the dismissive tone towards the urn through the rhetorical apostrophe of "garish crock," the poetic voice concludes by hypothesizing the response to the urn millennia hence, when the images on the urn are robbed of all context. Rather than experiencing a sense of fear for those youths depicted and fear of them, the observer is expected to romanticize them and the past when lives were so free and bountiful. Keats's famous conclusion to Ode on a Grecian Urn, "Beauty is truth, truth beauty," is parodied by Turnbull. Here, truth was all negotiable and beauty in the gift of the beholder. The absolutes of Keats are rejected and replaced by subjectivity. The passage of time, removing context, makes the observer respond to the urn's content in various ways. There's no objective truth, beauty, or morality. The behaviour of the youths on the Perry vase are praised for their love of life rather than denounced for the way that they live life. Essentially, this can be regarded as a poem concerned with judgment, judging the behaviours of the young, judging works of art, both poetic and ceramic, judging language and class through Latinate and colloquial language, and so it continues. So, well done if you've made it through all elements of these videos, and I hope that helps with an appreciation of the poem. Okay, ta!
Created using Powtoon.